Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Wow, Camaro Fest is just right around the corner, and of course, my Camaro that has just returned to me is in pieces. That's right. If you guys watched the last video, we decided to do last minute port injection. So when we show up at Camaro Fest, it runs pretty well. I don't want to run just like a high 9 kind of deal. I want to go a little bit further than that on E85 with a set of drag radials that I don't even have yet. I had to order them because I sold them when I sold the car. So a lot of fun stuff changing, buying a lot of stuff back that I used to have that I don't have anymore that I need for basically tomorrow. We're making some good progress, and by we, Justin is. What we've done is added the DSX valve covers with the full baffling. I think I mentioned this on the last video. They are very nice. This is brand new. So as the story for the TreeL1 continues, we're working with the most up-to-date stuff that we can. We've got the new reflex controller that's going to control the port injection along with the 2 high PSI plates. And we're using the Rotofab Big Gulp and Magnuson 2650 and the CSP headers with our Ultra Cats. Our Ultra Cats are the most capable cat connection on the market. They're 4.5-inch housing, capable of up to 1,700 horsepower. Everybody else that is rated the same is only using the 4-inch. So ours just breathe better. And our headers are made to fit without like banging on anything. So factory knock sensor data is normally like how it goes, unless you're running like a Whipple or something that like rattles. So as you guys see, the car is still in a little bit of pieces. I'm not going to be able to accomplish all the goals that I want before Camaro Fest, but it's going to get as far as I think I need it to be, as long as I can tune it. So I'm going to let Justin handle it, and hopefully before we leave, it's tuned. If not, then I'm just going to run it how it came on, just like port injection, and everything will still be fine. It just won't be like making the power that I want to make down there.
Why do I feel like we make this same video every year around the same time?
We do this all the time. Every time that there's... So this is what happens, gang. We do a lot of cars for customers, and like we continue to work on those. And then before I know it, it's like time to work on my car, because there's no more time after that point. And we're at that point now. And we do this every single time. Cadillac Attack, Camaro Fest, LS Fest, like it's just, this is where we're at. So most of the times we're successful. Most of the times we meet the deadline and things are going great. One time we thought we met the deadline. That was last LS Fest. That sucked because I spent all LS Fest repairing my car. It was so bad, but it was still a fun time down there. And with the stacker trailer down there, it worked out pretty well because we were able to just throw it up on the lift and refill the transmission multiple times.
3 to be exact.
Yeah, that sucks so bad. But hoping for a better result down at Camaro Fest. And if not, I'm not fixing it. I'm just gonna like party and sell parts. Like we'll have party pricing. That's what it's gonna be, party pricing. You know, some people think event pricing, but we're gonna have party pricing at Camaro Fest because we're gonna party. Well, get back to work. We'll talk about this later.
What do we got going on under here?
Here's some fuel line routing. So we kept the fuel tank tap for the secondary that was here. We replaced the secondary with a Holly pump. Might have to revise the mounting on that after it starts. We'll see if it makes any noise. But we also had to drill and tap a second hole for it returned.
All right.
So what's happening is that this line is feeding the filter instead of feeding the pump. The pump then tees out. This line goes to the regulator, or to the rails. This line then comes back all the way back around here and taps in to the high pressure pump line. And then this line will go through the rails into the regulator and returns back to here.
Well, you seem to know what you're doing. I'm going to stay out of your way.
Keep chugging along.
Justin's made some good progress here. As you can see, the port plates are on. The lines are being made for the regulator system because we have to have basically a secondary low side fuel system for it. The wiring is getting done for the port injection harness. What are we doing? We're changing over to the EV1 connectors instead of the EV6. Is that right?
Yeah, the injector EV1 harnesses only come
Yeah.
EV6.
Yeah, we use these EV1 injectors because we can get the extended tip, and that way it just seems to offer a better spray pattern for the port injection. And yeah, so this is doing pretty good. We're making progress. Not sure if it's going to make it to Camaro Fest yet.
It'll make it
Okay, it's going to start up today, right?
Monday morning.
Today's Monday.
Today's Friday. What, it's on pick? July 14th, Friday.
You know, it has to be tuned Monday. Okay, so it's going to be right down to the wire as usual. So some of you guys were asking in the last video, what did we do to Street Speed's car to get it to shoot the flames? And I realized that I never explained it. I just said, hey, here's Street Speed's car, he's picking it up. Well, what we did was put a flamethrower kit on it and Cook's competition-only headers. Obviously, he doesn't have a plate on his car, or at least a legitimate plate, so it's an off-road vehicle only, so competition use only. That's the only way you're allowed to do this stuff. And what that flamethrower kit does is it actually has spark plugs in the tailpipes, and with some wiring, there's a button to shut off the coil packs, so it sprays the fuel down and ignites once it hits the spark plugs in the tailpipes, and those just stop. So that's what we did. Here's some video about it. Little short clip, I don't know. Well, guys, it looks like she is back together. We cleaned a couple things up. We got the CSP AN conversion here. This is actually DSX, but he marks the CSP. He's a nice guy. I like Dave. We've got the DSX valve covers. We got a new intake elbow, new filter, the 2-high PSI port injection plates, injectors, and Mighty Mouse catch can on it. We're about ready to fire her up. There's just one more thing that we got to do, and that's on the backside. Have to add the customization. That's right. Officially tagged the TreeL1. The only one in Pennsylvania named TreeL1. Imagine that.
Don't know many other GL1s that want to earn that name.
Yeah, it's not the best name, but it does have a history. So I'm really excited that I was able to get it. I mean, and I'm happy for other people. That means that they didn't try to get it. The TreeL1 is ready to fire up.
So previously this was the Andrew package. What would this one be?
The Andrew Plus package.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever I do, that's the Andrew package. And there's different levels of Andrew packages. Like there's like the, the base package, and then there's the rock hard package. And this is kind of the rock hard package.
So what is the main benefit of doing all this? Why don't you just put a sensor on and put ethanol in it?
You do not have the fuel system large enough to put ethanol in it like for the native fuel system. Basically every part where you could put it in, you'd be better off running on 93 octane. So like factory form, if you're just like bone stock, you're already close to the edge. You have maybe 100 more horsepower to go, but ethanol will require a good 250 more horsepower of fueling to be able to get to the same point. So we usually say do a camshaft with 32% overdrive pulley. Well, when you do that camshaft, then if you keep it at that boost level, you have room for E85. However, you don't have to keep it at that boost level. You can raise the boost, but then when you raise the boost, you don't have room for E85 anymore. And it keeps on going into this point where you'll do better on 93 octane than you will with E85. Sometimes people do mixes, but I don't want to do mix. I want to run the full thing and, you know, be done with it. So that's what the port injection plates do. Instead of upgrading the injectors and the high side fuel pump, which I found to be inefficient in my experience. The only one that actually worked was the XDI secondary high side, and in combination with their injectors, because it could really hold the pressures up there. But it was still stressed to high hell, and required, in my opinion, required too much maintenance. It wasn't like a set it and forget it. It was something that our customers probably wouldn't be able to keep up with due to the maintenance of changing the secondary oil pumps, or the secondary fuel pumps oil down low. So really this leaves port injection as the only option, and meth injection. That's why you see meth injection on these cars quite a bit. Well, it's the same thing. They're both effectively port injection. And in this case, we're now adding it where it can work somewhat seamlessly with the factory system. Now the reflex controller doesn't work seamlessly, but the DSX controller that's coming out is going to be seamless. So we'll probably switch over to that then. But this is going to give us the amount of fuel needed in order to run full E85 with no meth injection. Previously, when I was making like 970, I did have meth injection, and it was like 1 or 2 nozzles of meth injection, and I was able to run full E85, but I don't have that anymore. I actually don't want it. It's nice, but I don't want that risk. I want wideband control and port injection, and that's what we've done here. So T minus like a couple minutes until we find out what she makes. I can't figure myself to do.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's down, yeah, it's down.
Okay.
There's how y'all look for it.
Everything else looks good.
There's no filter on.
Good. Good.
Maybe you can touch the oil.
Yeah, did I just pushed it in there? Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
Then I clipped it in there.
What?
Oh, you're good.
Okay, here we go. So far, looking good. AC works, so that means interchiller works. We didn't have enough time to put our failsafe on. We're going to make some changes to the cooling system when we get back from Camaro Fest, but until then, we're going to operate on the classic setup where we didn't have a failsafe. The failsafe being the heat exchanger with our electronics that allow us to do one or the other and actually do some cool switching between the two. But I don't have that. We don't have the time because we got to leave for Camaro Fest basically tomorrow. So, yay! Got to get her on the dyno, get the port injection dialed in, and then away she goes to Camaro Fest. I hope. Oh, and I got to get tires on. So last minute, you know.
Got that also.
And I got to get ethanol. Wonderful. Wonderful. I love the Corsa dual mode. Check this out. Back up a little bit so you can see it. But so this thing, this is quiet mode right now. You can take this pretty much anywhere. That's wildly different. Cool. Okay, well, I guess let's get the front wheels on and we'll get ready to get her on the dyno.